guys, thanks so much for joining me. This is another episode of the Being Beautifully Honest podcast. On this episode, I wanted to talk about Kelly Dodd. She's one of the Real Housewives of Orange County. I used to watch that show very regular, and I haven't watched it in a few seasons. Probably the last 2 or 3 seasons I have not watched it, and I just got away from it. And I don't know, I just got kind of over women over 50 and 60 years old fighting like kids, and then fighting over nothing. So I just kind of got away from watching it, but it was fun while it lasted. But Kelly Dodd, she's been one of the Real Housewives of Orange County probably now for about, it didn't seem like it's been that long, but maybe about 5 seasons. Anyway, she's one of the ones that I actually did like when she started on the show, because what I liked about her was the fact that she didn't really hold her tongue very much, and she just kind of said how she felt, because I do feel that on these shows, especially the Housewives franchises, when a new person comes on, it's almost like the other ones that were there before them are hazing them a little bit like it's a sorority, and it's so stupid. I mean, at least with the Orange County and Beverly Hills franchises, the majority of them have money. I know some have had struggles and issues, and that's just life. Everybody goes through something at some point in their lives. Unlike the Atlanta Housewives, where, you had Candy that came on there, and she had money from the time she came on, but this definitely has increased her net worth a whole lot more than it was before she came on the show. But you had people like Sheree, who was a fraud. She was faking. I don't care what anybody says. She did not have the money like that. Nene as well. And, of course, after she got the Trump check and she started telling people she's a very, rich bitch, she didn't have it like she was portraying she did when she initially came on there. And then Kim Zolciak, we all know, she had money, but it was given to her by her married boyfriend. Now, that is just what it is. Anyway, with the Real Housewives of Orange County, Kelly Dodd, she came on, she had a lot of money, and she was going through some struggles with her husband at the time, and they've since gotten divorced. Now she's dating and engaged to somebody who was on Fox News Network. I don't really know exactly what he does, but she got called out on social media. So she was, doing her thing on social media, and somebody commented on a post that she did on her Instagram account. She posted a photo from an airplane, and one of the people in the comment section commented because she was traveling back to California from New York, where her fiance was. And the person said, if non-essential workers keep traveling back and forth like you, it will last longer. So, Kelly Dodd, sometimes people do when someone makes a comment where they seem judgy or seem like they're coming for you in the comment section, instead of her just ignoring the person or maybe even deleting the comment, if she was so heated she felt like she would have responded to it. Because listen, I've been there too with a few comments on some of my podcasts. I have responded to some people, and even if they didn't agree with me, if I felt like I could respond respectfully, or maybe even in a way where it's just like, girl, whatever, because it's not going to stop me from sleeping at night because they share their opinion, even if they call me an idiot or I'm stupid or I don't know what I'm talking about or whatever. Yeah, those things, they don't feel good, and nobody likes to be called a word. Nobody likes to be called something that is derogatory. But she went back at this person and she said, if it's dangerous, why are the airlines still flying? You think I want to fly? I had to get back. How is that elitist? People are so judgmental, it's sick. Do you know how many people died from the H1N1, the swine flu, or SARS? It's 25%. Get your facts straight. You're only hearing numbers, not the reality. If God's way of thinning the herd. If you are vulnerable or compromised, stay inside. If you don't protect others by wearing masks and gloves, keep your distance and don't go out if you are ill. It's common sense. And then, of course, she had to come out with the statement, an apology, an explanation about what she said. She really didn't mean it at all. So she did a series of videos on her stories, not to her, feed, to her stories. And she says, I want to give a public apology. When I wrote that it's God's way of thinning the herd, that's not what I meant. What I meant was, do these pandemics happen because it's God's way? I'm not God. I'm not insensitive. I feel bad for all the families that lost loved ones, and I do think we should all stay home and protect everybody. That's not what I meant, and I want to apologize to anyone that got offended. Okay? I'm sorry. Well, and then she continued and she says, so for anybody who felt offended by my stupid writing of God thinning the herd, I don't. I'm just asking a question. Is it God's way of thinning the herd? I don't know. I just feel bad and my choice of words were stupid, and I hope you guys can all forgive me for saying something so ridiculous and so stupid. So again, please accept my apology, and I feel bad for everybody out there that has lost loved ones, and I hope everybody's safe and protects themselves from this pandemic. So when she got back to California, she says that she was feeling symptoms, so she went to go and get tested, and then she shared it on her social media. Now, I'm not doubting that she said she was feeling symptoms, but I honestly kind of feel like maybe that might not be 100% the truth, because one, she tested negative, which is good. We don't want her to test positive for it. We don't want anyone to test positive for this crap. But I feel like it was an attempt to garner some sympathy from the public because of the crap that she said that she claimed she did not mean at all. But here's the reason why I did this episode. I feel like she did mean what she said. And a lot of times, especially with these public figures and celebrities, when they come out and they say something that comes to be offensive to a lot of people and it gains a lot of traction and a lot of attention, then for the sake of PR, they want to apologize. And I just wish people would just say what they mean and mean what they said. Listen, I don't agree with anything that she said. I don't believe that this is God's way of doing anything. If you guys have been following my channel for any period of time to see how I share my beliefs, I do believe in God and I do believe in Jesus, and I don't believe that this is God's way of doing anything. I do believe that we live in an evil and cruel world, and there are a lot of sinister, evil, negative things that happen in this earth, in every country, not just China, in every country, that are there to cause harm to people. And unfortunately, a lot of times it can happen in a situation like this where so many people have been sickened and unfortunately have died from this disease. So I get heated when I hear people put stuff like this on God as if it's God's way of doing this. I even get angry when I hear about preachers and pastors of churches that will say that God is doing this to teach people a lesson, and that's just not the way God operates. The Bible says that God is love. He is the giver of life. God had, he has sent his son Jesus so that we can live and have life more abundantly. But Satan, the devil, comes to steal, to kill, and to destroy. So I just get angry when I hear about stuff like this, especially when it's someone who claims to believe in God or claims to be a Christian. But that's not what this episode is entirely about, so I'm not going to go off on that tangent. What it is about is when they put their foot in their mouths and then they want to, take it out as if they can't taste the rubber on the bottom of their shoe. It was like it was all the way down your throat, girl. You said that. Just stand up in it. Don't say you didn't mean it, because she did say what she meant. And she did not ask the question. She actually said it. She said it's God's way of thinning the herd. She did not put it in question form. She did not say, I don't know, but could this be God's way of just making our world a little bit more streamlined because we're overcrowded? Or I don't even know what she meant by saying that, to say it's God's way of thinning the herd, as if we who are people, human beings, it's like we're cattle or we're sheep. It's ridiculous. But she said what she meant. I did like her. This isn't going to cause me to hate her. I mean, honestly, I don't care either way. She was just one of the characters when I did watch the show I kind of liked. And then, some things that she said and done that I didn't care for, but that doesn't cause me to just automatically and immediately hate somebody because they've said some things or done some things that I didn't 100% agree with. But yeah, she said what she meant and she meant what she said, period. So I want to know what you guys think. Do you think that she really didn't mean it and she was just heated? It was a moment of just going back and forth with this commenter in a comment section? Because I don't even know why sometimes these celebrities will waste their time even commenting with some of these people when they say something that is meant to make them angry or make them upset. Because there could be thousands upon thousands of positive comments, and they'll see that one comment that does not, say, dear leader, we worship you, or whatever, and then they want to go off on that person. It's like, ignore them. Delete the comment. Even if you don't want it to be there, you have that power too. Don't allow them to take your power and to stoop down to their level if you feel like they're being disrespectful or evil or what have you. So those are just my thoughts. I would love to know what you guys think about it, so let me know in the comment section. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Being Beautifully Honest podcast. Thank you so much for supporting the podcast. You can find ways to continue to do so in the description and in the comment that's pinned to the top, as well as check out the other links for the skincare line, the eyelash line, and my t-shirt line, my merch. Great merch there on the Minister of Beauty shop. So guys, thanks for liking this podcast episode. Thank you for subscribing to the channel and commenting. And until the next episode, this is the Minister of Beauty, here to share the Bible. That's business, inspiration, beauty, life, and enjoyment. So until next time, I hope you all have an amazingly blessed and beautiful day.